down in New Orleans. They call the rising sun. It's been the ruin of many a poor boy and me. Oh God, I've won. Mama, she worked for a tailor man. She sold all my new blue jeans.
You have to go to the airport.
We gotta return the rental car, and we're stuck here with 2 pieces of trash. I can't even go a block.
What's going on with this truck, dude? I thought this was supposed to be the easy one.
I was like, oh dude, this is not even worth it for a video because it's gonna be so easy. Well, let alone wandering hands touching this too many times. All right, guys, I want to give you a disclaimer really quick. Throughout the video, I'm going to seem a little hot and heavy. Well, I'm cooled down now because it's almost a month after. So I wanted to say in no way, shape, or form was this vehicle, truck, anybody's fault except for, really truthfully, my own. No passing blame on Nathan. Nathan was a great guy. I like Nathan. Fantastic gentleman. But yeah, he was an awesome guy. And again, I'm going to complain a lot just because she was an expensive old girl. So listen to me act like I'm in kindergarten throughout and cry about my bad decisions. Enjoy. I'm prepping for our little shindig on the way home. And I just got out of the depot of home for our tools. And I want to touch base really quick on everybody on what it really takes to do some of this stuff, the light mechanic / mechanic work. Right there in that here deal is about $500 and tools that we need to bring with us. That's just basic hand tools, nothing, no power tools whatsoever. The main cost really is a jack. That was $119, which is not expensive. And then they had this 300 piece, which we use at home all the time, or I do, for $169. So those 2 items by themselves kind of equal our $300, and then all the hand tools are relatively, $20 here, $20 there. And then obviously I did buy fluids and everything, so we came to a total of $700. Relatively not expensive, I would say. I know that's a lot for a lot of people, $700, but long story short, we can't really do what we're going to do today or this week without what we have here. And shipping all that down there would have been just as expensive for our toolkits. So that being said, I'm gonna load this stuff up and then I'll hit the road. All right, folks, welcome to Arizona. And there's some mountains over there, some mountains over there. I think it's -10 today. So this is a very great experience for me. Very fortunate to be able to leave a little early and leave a little earlier than Alex. So long story short, I'm out doing some due diligence. I'm doing some investigation today and listening to some Buck Owens, running down the highways, feeling the Western feel. So you can't beat it. Basically today what I'm doing is I'm going down to Tucson from Phoenix to check out a horde of vehicles that a gentleman had been in contact with, talked about. So I'm checking out that for some potential leads, and then also been messaging a ton of people on Marketplace. It's a lot nicer down here. We got a lot of rust-free rigs, which is extremely rare, rather than in Iowa where everything's rusted out turds. All right, it's my first time at one of these places. I got some stuff on the agenda. Alex is flying in today, actually in 2 hours. So I'm gonna go look for some stuff for the vehicles we kind of picked out. I don't know if I can pick anything out for the major L. Not really major L, the one that hasn't ran or drove in a long time, but the other one, I think I'm gonna try to find some goods for it. I've got a lot of assembly required. It's got a bar attached to it and they serve liquor, so that's a little weird. Here we are. My mere mortal mind can't comprehend what's happening right now, mostly because we don't have this. Well, I guess there's one in Des Moines, Iowa, but most of the time I don't find myself there. So anyway, this is kind of wild to look at. Just engines and just everything everywhere. The line was extreme to get in here. Waited about 30 minutes, but otherwise very interesting. I have to visit another one of these just because it's like a different world. I don't even understand what's happening. Bro, how is there still a 306 in this? What? For some reason, I thought there would be a very lacking of any LSs anywhere. And a lot of these still have the 5.3s in them still. I didn't get a beer, but the pull and save did provide what I think we can make work. So neat place. Definitely wish we had a couple of these like down here in Iowa, because it'd be sweet to just go ahead and go get hose clamps and a bunch of other stuff that's relatively cheaper than, you know, buying brand new. If you can tell me what vehicle this is, we'll send you a free shirt. Drop it down in the comments. Imagine going on the lot and walking up to this pig in this shape and looking at your new car. I just can't fathom, because everything we see is rusted out turds. It'd be so crazy to get a time machine and buy a brand new 50s rig. It'd just be mind-boggling. Think about this, is how nice they were. This is Daily Driven approved. Kind of a cute little museum down here in Phoenix. Pretty solid place.
You have to go to the airport.
We gotta return the rental car, and we're stuck here with 2 pieces of trash that can't even go a block. 2 minutes away from dropping off the dirty Rango that smells like rotten gas back to Enterprise. And honestly, it doesn't smell. We cleaned it pretty thoroughly. After this, get to Uber back and get to basically, but we got to make some things happen. And the F-250 is absolutely sketchy, but we'll make it work. Don't worry, we'll make it work. Got to get the front end figured out, and actually literally everything else, but we'll make it work. And then after that, for some reason, I'm trusting the Jeep better right now. All right, we're on the move. There's our baby girl. Here's our big baby girl. We're gonna see if we can make it to the store. I think we'll make it, but we definitely need to do something. Some assembly required on this video. So we are down here in Phoenix, Arizona, approximately 1,450 miles home, if you don't count all the back roads, side roads, and everything else ripping around. We just bought one of the most expensive vehicles ever bought. One of. And it's in probably some of the worst shape. Not really. What we got here is something exciting, something that we've done personally on the channel, but not this substantial. But the plan was just to buy one car down here, and then a very, very nice gentleman by the name of Nathan posted this up on Marketplace. If you're watching, Nathan, this is your fault. You had to give me, you had to sell this. This is a very sweet rig that is a 79 F-250 Super Cab with a camper box, which is super cool. We'll show you guys that. And it's on a 2008 F-250 chassis. And then the main sweet subject of the matter is a 12-valve P-pumped Cummins, intercooled, no doubt. If you're in the industry whatsoever, you know what all that means. That means this bunch of dollar signs. And NV 4500 manual trans with hydro boost and a wet clutch. There's just a lot going on, I know. So here's the banger. All that sounds really pretty, doesn't it? Well, what I was told by Nathan is a guy sold this for cheap to him because he needed money. And anybody that always needs money, they throw stuff together really fast, and it never goes quite together the way they expect. We drove it here. To be honest with you, we already drove it. Yes, I know, terrible. You can leave now, but this is gonna be a long trip because of what has already happened. Going 10 miles, I actually had the death wobble so bad, we didn't get on video. Almost went on to the oncoming lanes, and that would have been the end of the video. About died in front of Alex. He was shook. I was laughing. / just, you know, going about my day. But yeah, we got the death wobble 4 times at 45 mile an hour. And on the route we're gonna go, if I get the death wobble out in the mountains, Alex will not be seeing oncoming traffic. He'll be seeing the side of a mountain and me going down it. / him, because we're gonna trade off throughout the video. So
I don't think I'd rather just drive the Jeep all the way.
He is very scared of the death wobble. I'm kind of used to it. So that being said, we're on the back lots of Phoenix. Relatively not the nicest area in the world. We've got homeless going to the trash over there. we've got homeless right here because we don't have anywhere to stay. Our rental car ran out today, and so did our staying place. So we're approximately a long ways from a place that we could stay for free, but at this point we don't have anywhere to park these. That feels safe because there's a lot of money invested now and we don't want to see things go missing. We might be sleeping in the back of the truck, in the back of the Jeep tonight. There's lists that are longer than some essays I wrote as an 8th grader that we need to get done.
Let's go through the list.
Let's go through the list. Don't look at the parts. There's just a lot of random stuff, to be honest with you. The main thing right here is our F-250. Yep. Here's the list. We gotta go here to here, there to there. This one has IA on it, not just I. Suspension, we need stabilizer. We need some, there's an MIA shock. There's actually 4 MIA shocks because those don't have bolts on the bottom. And then that one is the only one hooked up. So I guess we have a lefty. Lefty is inactive. So track bar, well, the track bar's wore out. I can move it with my pinky. It's got a little bit of play in her. So that's a pretty bad situation. But we're gonna try to just make that work with a stabilizer we're gonna go buy next door. Alex doesn't think so. He's never had a solid axle vehicle though. Jeep boy. This is his first solid axle. Not really. He had a 4.0 Jeep, two-door. Pretty neat. Heater, I've got a heater from Amazon that was 50 bucks. So we're gonna put that in there. Jeep has heat, luckily. We gotta wire 3 underscores. We gotta wire everything. Wire everything, it's right there. Well, I don't know if I'll wire it for good, but we're gonna wire everything as best we can because who knows when we'll get back to it. There's leaks everywhere. The hydro boost, every bit of it, it's all leaking. What is happening around here? It's so active. Block off plate, well, there's a speedometer cable that's MIA, and we splattered a lot of cars behind us with gear oil because there's no block off plate where the speedometer went on the NP205 transfer case. Or sorry, I think it's an NP203 chain drive, which is interesting, we'll get into that. But fuel pressure, seem to think the lift pump might be doing a little bit of non-lifting because we're low on power. Fluids, you know, that explains itself. Carpet, we're gonna go to Lowe's and get some $24 carpet so that way we can have some insulation. The front end and the rear end both need to be checked if they have fluid, and they need to make sure that they're square because somebody moved this axle and then never put lock nuts on it. They mess with that axle too a little bit, so we're gonna make sure that one's good. Cell rims and tires, it came with the second set. We're gonna see if we can get these sold in a random parking lot tonight. So we're gonna post those right away, as well as that Bilstein shock while we're down here and just put some very ridiculous low prices and see if we can get some money back. Make sure T case is in too high. We don't have 4. I got a Bluetooth front drive shaft. This is a SEMA truck. This is a SEMA truck. I am also going to spray paint things that shouldn't be spray painted because we're going back to the rust.
On the truck, dude. Oh my gosh.
This
it's
is
not like it needs to be redone.
So that being said, the filler neck is, let me just grab it. It's getting shy right now. There it is. So we need to adapt that to go over there. Can we? Will we? I don't know. Maybe we'll stay like that and get some brine in it from Iowa and we can run on salt water. When I was walking around this old girl when I first kind of wanted to buy her, so when I was walking around her, obviously, so fun fact, she didn't have clamps on her. So that was that. I took it for a drive for the test drive when I first looked at it. And I was like, you know, this thing's not bad looking at it because it's rust free. Iowa doesn't happen like that. But what really got me is I started staring around the engine. It's a P pump, which means the pump by itself is worth $2,000. And then I was like, you know, that's sweet. Saw the hydro boost, that's expensive. Alternator's expensive. A lot of money into this. And then I ducked down and I looked, thank you, a passenger side look around, reach around, and saw some brand new freeze plugs in the side of the engine. There's 2 ways that goes. Either this had water in it and it was just, bingo bango, they popped the freeze plugs, put new ones in. That doesn't really happen, I don't think. But then you look at it, we have no oil leaks from a Cummins. That doesn't happen. Oil leaks transpire regularly on 12 valves, just like the Detroit. It didn't leak too, weird. But anyway, no leaks on the Cummins yet. So I was fathoming to guess that this might have actually had some work done. And then I was looking at the NV4500. That's definitely been played with as well because it's clean as a bell. Again, doesn't happen. People don't just clean them and put them in. They probably had it all put in and then they were like, well, probably redo them while we're at it. So we might have a good P pump rebuilt motor, an okay NV4500 that grinds third You didn't hear that? Here's money in it. That's what I'm saying. I bought it because I couldn't build it for what we bought it for. And I've always liked these Dentsides. These are my favorite truck by leaps and bounds. And then everybody always wants to do the 08 through 15 axle swaps. And this frame is to die for, because it's so nice. We got to get a lot of work done. We need to get home. Not really, don't need to, but we'd really like to achieve some things on this trip. The list is accelerated larger. Today's Friday. We'd like to be home by Wednesday next week. And that's including a stop in St. Joe, Missouri. And that little heifer back there has a lot of work we still need to do. So we're gonna be sleeping in them probably today and hopefully get on the road tomorrow. We've got an Amazon harness. What's awesome about this is this was only 118 bucks. Universal, yes, I understand. It's gonna be all Chevy colors, but I've done a couple of them in the rides and they're relatively easy. So the nice part about this truck is they left a bunch of the wiring here, there, everywhere and around. And somebody actually wired it to just run, not really do anything else. So what I'm gonna be doing is basically just wire it as bare minimum as possible just to have safe lights, tail lights, and the whole 9 yards. I'd like to, we'll go further later and we'll just cap some wires, but as of right now, we just need to get her lit up like a little cherry she is. Otherwise, shouldn't take too terribly long. There is a couple little snags. Someone did a block off plate over there. It's just hanging on by a C-clamp. I'll kind of just show you guys some of the sketchiness as we go through, but we relatively should not have driven this even as far as we did, because, or I shouldn't have, because it's sketchy. Other thing is we don't have a welder. I did want to buy bumpers down here. Not going to have the time to do it. Want to get the grill on. We don't have the buckets right here, but I do have, I went to the pick and pull as you guys seen and got some headlight buckets for it that we can just shoot on with some self tappers and get them lined up okay, and we'll be good to go. Right away I'm gonna grab the steering stabilizer and put it on, and then we're just gonna have to start nut bolt checking. If it doesn't have a lock washer, we're gonna need to get lock washers. There's just a lot of fiddling, a lot of assembly required, and that's not my strong point in this life. My strong point is doing what this thing looks like and just run.
Would you like some roller dogs? Roller dogs.
He doesn't want to clean a gas tank, so he is calling Bass Pro to see if he can get a wow tank.
So they didn't even know it was an 08.
So we were kind of excited because we found this really nice Bilstein 51 series in the back of the truck, and what does it say? 2005 to 7. This is an 08 chassis. I'm kind of more worried now than ever. Okay, so our Amazon wiring kit actually just almost like a quick wire kit, if you guys ever heard of them, but I obviously don't really need to read through that. But it came with a grommet. It's going to go right behind that little slave cylinder reservoir, which is a good spot for it. And then now I'm just going to mount our fuse box right there, and then we'll probably end up plugging those holes later on. Some very important wires run through that, and they're right on seal, so we'll have to do some stuff with that guy, and then that's not the end of the world. So good stuff. We'll make headway quick.
You got spaghetti?
Yeah, my favorite end of the day meal. The best way to do this kind of stuff is to start. The biggest issue with doing this wiring is that I'm having a hard time just rednecking an actual harness together. People ask, hey, why'd you actually just buy a harness? Why didn't you just rig it with a couple switches and stuff? Well, because I actually kind of want to drive this when we get home, and I'd rather not tear it down to ground zero just to fix my idiocracy. So what I'm gonna do, got some loom kit, I got some clamps, I got some stuff to actually do this somewhat okay. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna run, back in the day, they would run the rear section out the back of the cab, or out the front of the cab and then back down. I'm just gonna run it on the floor, kind of like we have here, come down and then drop in right here, and then run it below the bed all the way to the back here. And then I'm going to loom what's under my feet here best I can, clamp it down, clamp it, and then go ahead and zip tie it / clamp it to the top of the bed, and then we'll start running it throughout where we need to. Issue being is that, again, this just takes time. This isn't something that you're going to get done in 13 seconds and do it right. It's something you actually have to take the time to play with. Well, I bit the bullet and bought one of those little cute little tools, put it in the housing stuff. So that's the first time. I'm used to just redneck wiring stuff. So you get to see a different side of the old daily driven Sean right now, because usually I'm just hurry up, get it done, and as long as it functions, worry about it when it catches on fire kind of guy. I got nobody here either to tell me who I am. We're missing one piece of the puzzle. He took an Uber to a different state and left me here to die. It doesn't feel like much is going down, but we got what came with the truck, the wiper motor, and the headlight switch in place. Got everything sorted, basically where they're gonna need to go. This is gonna get connected to the OG steering wheel. I gotta start cutting and look up a harness diagram for that so I can connect all those up. This guy taken care of. I need the butane for this heat shrink there. And I'm doing this front situation first because our universal harness is too short for an extended 8-foot box. Understandable. I'm not going to dock it there, but I will dock it and say I had to go through all of those pins. Some of them were popped out of their groove. Unacceptable. But for $100, I guess it's okay. Hopefully we don't start a fire. I put them back where they're supposed to go. Relatively not going as fast as we'd like. It's 4 o'clock. I haven't marked anything off the list. I'm above budget. Yeah. Well, because I have ADHD problems and many other problems, that is, and I need just need a breather from the wiring, speak of the devil, I am going to go ahead and finish up this shock situation we have. Good news is it won't take much. So me being an idiot and not having an encyclopedia on every vehicle, I didn't realize that the 08 Super Duties came with a stabilizer from the factory. So we are really, I'm telling you, really hoping that this fixes the crazy death wobble this had. Because I'll tell you what, I've been through some heavy hitters. I bought a 300,000 mile 6.2. I got the death wobble on it going 75, and it was less violent than this big honcho. Especially because the shocks aren't hooked up. The bottom shocks don't have nuts in them. You know, stuff that I knew about, but you just don't care. You see a deal and you're like, yes, working. It's the motion of the ocean, folks. I would definitely rather do an engine swap this far from home than finish a project, I think. That's what I've came to the conclusion. It's only been 35 minutes. Tighten those up, and then we got our stabilizer arm. I think I personally might buy a track bar while I'm here, put it in the back, and then return it at home. And then we can do the stuff if we need to later.
There. Now we won't. Maybe. Not see Sean die.
Dude, wouldn't that be crazy? Does it right in the mountains? Oh, what would you do?
I would probably just say, yep, and keep trying.
He just backed up.
What?
I looked back and started backing up.
So you didn't see it, but a cop just like pulled around.
And Alex said something. And then I looked back and I was like, and he just slowly backed.
While Sean is working on the wiring, I'm going to address our missing shock issue. So here's one that was supplied. The reason why it will not hook up, because that mount is on that side and that mount is on this side. So I don't understand why it has new hardware and it's placed on the wrong side. It just needs to go right there.
If I'm not mistaken, onward on.
Yep, she'll work.
If you want to go bankrupt, I'll tell you what to do is you just go buy everything from auto parts store to restore your car.
Actually, this is pretty comfy right here. If I just like...
Hey, did you run a hotel tonight?
Oh, this is it right here.
This is the hotel.
Let's go under here.
Sleep on the asphalt.
Use your high impact.
Use your red, because that's all they're good for is a pillow. Those red tools. I'm not scared of red, boys. Can't beat an Arizona sunset. We got some kind of a game going on over there, so we have an applause, and it's just getting a guy happy.
That looks
Look at that bacon.
crisp. Nice, dude.
So,
I got an
show the
omelet.
This is food talk.
This is food talk.
We went to a place called Jam, Rice, Potatoes, More, and Butters.
Salt and...
Salt and sugar. If you look in the bed back here, you're gonna miss something. There's actually an air mattress there. Somebody ran out of budget.
I really thought we were gonna cowboy it up. I was prepared to use our sweatshirts as pillows and like sleep in the desert and get bit by a snake and die.
I'd be down for the guys. Oh wow, look at that sucker. That means business. We carry the flame.
My grandma got hit by a bazooka. I wear my shades at night because I'm so popular. The wobble. K-pop Demon Hunters.
Welcome to Late Nights with Alec, your host, Alec.
We're doing exhaust tonight.
1,500 miles from home.
See, the thing that sucks is we're not near, actually we're Iowans. The guy in there said they don't even have a place that goes by the pound. Baumgar's, where we are, literally by the pound. So this was $16 for, what is it? 2 bolts, 4 nuts, and like, I don't know, 6 washers. That's bizarre. We've probably spent like $100 on stupid bolts. I know where O'Reilly's profit margins all come from. It's bolts and us. It's at $20 for 2 bolts, 4 nuts, 6 washers.
Oh dude, we're not doing that. Just put them in something and we'll turn them tomorrow. That's crazy. We can't do
That's
that.
how much I've been spending. The guy said they don't even have a by the pound here.
In Arizona?
Yeah.
No.
NP 205.
I feel like I've achieved nothing today. Well, here we go. One light out, no lights at all, no mirrors at all. Oh my gosh, we could have just been impounded for days. Didn't make her to get the old air mattress, so bedding down in the old bench seat, and otherwise I don't know. It's gonna be a rough sleep tonight, boys and girls. Alex survived a cop while I was taking a shower.
It's time to cowboy up and sleep like a cowboy.
Well,
I think there's some nice dirt back there.
looks like, I don't know, the city just, I would rather sleep in the desert any day of the week, and anybody can call me out on this. I'd rather sleep in the wilderness than in a metropolitan area, because I would rather trust the cougar touching me than the other kind of cougar. So I don't know, I'm a little sketched out. Probably gonna get 0 hours of sleep. Terrible for the health. It is what it is, right?
I'm ready for the other cougar.
You hear that, Elizabeth? You know what? Alex did claim the Jeep. So that means John gets the bench seat. I think the guy who overpays gets the luxury digs for the night.
I can actually lay pretty flat. I mean, my
That's
head's
'cause
a little kinked, but
she's a super cab.
Good morning. Oh, you're talking to me. I'll tell you what, Alex probably slept terrible on my no padding, but I slept pretty good on this whole bench seat, I'll tell you that. Got about probably 4 or 5 hours of sleep, honestly, more than we expected. This campsite wasn't bad. Only a couple times I think we were gonna be robbed. Got a long day, and I'd like to really see some miles this evening. But if we have another day like we did yesterday where we're shot pretty early, we might be seeing this a similar campsite tonight.
So you fuckers can wrestle, huh?
yeah, you want to tussle?
Okay.
So folks, something cool. We got these gauge clusters on Amazon for like 30 bucks. Maybe this is bad, maybe it's good, but it's kind of cool that these are soldered on and they're concave. So that's almost a guaranteed seal rather than the other ones where they're just kind of a hope and pray seal.
The most expensive ones at O'Reilly's.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like all your nuts and bolts. And
yeah, look at that. I mean, it doesn't move whatsoever. So this obviously doesn't have any gauges. So right now I'm just kind of doing my usual and trying not to wire anything. So I'm gonna get this set in. It goes right above the oil filter here. We're hoping that this is a very healthy engine. If it's a healthy engine, my Cummins at home has like 60 pounds oil pressure upon startup, and then it goes down to about 20, 30. So, and we know that one's healthy. So
I still want to see under your valve cover.
I don't think there's anything. I've looked at the heads. The head studs you can see actually right here. They're not ARPs.
Okay.
Sadly, we were really hoping that this thing had some work done to it, but it's not looking promising. I think she's just a good running stalker. Maybe. I mean, mediocre running stalker. We have a little bit of white smoke upon puff, right? Until it starts up.
Yeah. Until she's
warm.
Yeah, warm.
So again,
that's the same thing with yours.
Mine does that too,
Yeah.
and it's a very healthy engine.
Well, you've looked it up before. It's not
normal.
Yeah.
So, long story short, just keeping the hands busy because I'm hoping we get it. Maybe we start on our way tonight, even if it's 20 miles.
Yeah.
The good news is I didn't have a death wall when I was going fast.
That's good. Hopefully that stabilizer does it all for you.
Hopefully that was it.
And I don't see you going oncoming traffic.
Hovering around, it's about like 60, so that's really good. We hope we should see the temp come up. That guy, I got to figure out what's going on. I have the negative hooked up, but it's unhappy. So, sorry, I don't have the negative hooked up, and it does. It sparks like but yeah, it's pretty bad. So it's grounding out somehow pretty bad, other than in the gauge where it's supposed to kind of show reads. We're headed to the parts store. Alex already took off. I am gonna tackle basically all this when we get the chance. So. It's gonna be relatively impossible to find a speedometer cable. The other day when we were driving to location to start the film process, saw that and I was like, oh gosh, some of the seals are going bad on the old MP. And then I looked back and it's freaking gnarly. And then I realized, oh, where you at? There you go, it's just missing the speedometer cable. So we're gonna see if that guy works. If that guy does not, we're gonna stop at probably a grocery store and just get a cork, shove a cork in it, you know what I'm saying? So right now I'm gonna throw some more fluid in that, oh, there you go, so 75, 80 or 80, whatever, something, and then that way we can keep on keeping on. I told you 4 times.
I haven't had coffee today.
Oh yeah, we gotta get coffee for Alex. He's on an all-time low for Starbucks.
4 hours of sleep, less than that.
So the plug was not the correct size, so I'm modifying the plug like usual to do the job.
Gosh, you just hack stuff.
Just Frankenstein everything, don't you know? Well, upon my further judgment, I thought this grill shell was actually in good shape, but these aluminum ones are never in good shape, so I don't know why I kid myself when I look at things like this. But I kidded myself again, and she was bent to holy dickens, but we got the outside corners bolted to the fenders and then the upper of the fenders, which is going to put us about where we need to be. That being said, where we're at is someone put these spacers in to catch the hood, so this wouldn't hit the intercooler. Well, inevitably this was always going to hit the intercooler. You know, that's just how it goes with these. So I'm going to hopefully bring this back to where it's supposed to go, and then we can actually put our grill in, because right now the grill hits us tremendously. We won't even be able to do anything with it. So I'm gonna put this back there, bingo bango, and then here's supposed to be another deal right here to basically anchor this guy and then anchor to this. It's missing in action, just like the headlight buckets. I'm not excited to modify the headlight buckets to work, but that's something that is coming up quick on the old timeline. So that being said, just got to keep trudging.
Do you mind if I look at your front
Absolutely,
end?
go ahead. It's gas though. It's
No,
gas
that's
powered.
fine.
How's that torsion arm feel?
It's the same. It has a little bit of jiggle to it.
Hey, I didn't think that was bad.
No, I think we're good.
No, I think the whole thing was we just didn't have the
Steering stabilizer?
Yeah, the steering stabilizer.
But you got one for it now?
Yeah, it's got
Oh
it.
yeah, these are notorious. If your steering stabilizer goes out, these things will death wobble like there's no
Oh yeah,
tomorrow.
dude, I almost went into oncoming traffic and he watched me almost.
Yeah, these things are awful with that.
Gosh, that would be the first divorce 205 I've seen in a long time.
It says 205 on it.
Oh, it's an all gear driven transfer case.
Well, that's a bad girl then.
Yeah, that's good to have.
You want to talk about more expensive?
You want to highlight that that's what that is.
Yeah, I think
Because the 203s,
'Cause I
chains
looked
will
up-
stretch out in there because they were full-time four-wheel drive
Okay.
from the factory.
I don't know why. For some reason, when I was doing the research, it always said that 76 was this would be a 79, but the 76 had 203, the high boys with factory lift. So
I wonder if that's native to this truck.
native, I don't know.
Or, I mean, judging by the running gear the guy swapped, he probably sourced that. I'll get out of your guys' hair. So at least there's one less thing you got to haul back.
You ready for 5,000 elevation?
Nice man, bought the rims and tires, and he just informed us we're gonna have to climb heavy altitudes today. So that's exceptionally awesome.
How in the devil are we gonna do this? We are losing our sense of curiosity.
I've been putting this off. It's time to do the steering column wiring slash for our, it's kind of loose. You tighten that up. But anyway, time to do our turn signals up in there, and then the hazard is the main thing. So that's what all of this stuff basically is right here, other than the ignition. We don't really need to use this yet. I'm gonna wait. Same with this guy. We're not gonna do anything with that. We're just gonna, we just need lights on this journey, and all the lighting system is capable without the key being on. So, which is relatively good anyway, because I'm probably not gonna have the time to do any of the stuff I want to do with like the radio harness, and then you know, also the cigarette lighter. Not gonna have time for that, sadly. Just need to get rolling. Maybe I will one night. You never know.
She knows. And I know she knows.
Like I said, this one didn't have the mounts for the buckets. So what I did, you can kind of see, which is not ideal, but these surrounds are, someone bondoed it, so I didn't really feel bad. So I shot a couple holes in there, stitched that, and then shot a couple holes on the top. It's gonna be the same thing with this guy. Just shot some holes in the bucket, shot some holes in there, and then what we'll do is stitch it in place again. And then basically, yeah, not ideal, but this this trim piece is gonna hold everything together nicely until we get everything we want. We gotta make it work because sadly, I couldn't find anybody that was selling just the buckets, the whole radiator support, and the whole truck. But we can't take another truck with us. Got the dimmer switch good. I got to go into the ace of the place so the helpful hardware isn't, and shoot that to the firewall as best I can, and then I'm going to start getting this jiggled on up. I do have some of it latched into place. It's looking a little bit cleaner back there. I know we were worried about Sean's activities in the head, and I'm still worried about him, to be honest with you, but sometimes I got to talk to myself. If you guys are interested, we'll come out with a Dr. Sean's Wiring Palooza shirt. If you guys want such a thing, it'd be awesome. We'll put it towards getting Alex real front teeth.
Zip tie headlights?
Zip tie headlights. They move a little bit. They're like the premium Jeep ones and the Rolls Royce ones. They follow the road where you go. Tivis? Seconds away from seeing this thing light up like a Roman candle. Not the lights. Oh my God, look at that C10. I got the heater thrown in here. So long story short, what we're gonna have to do is I'll shoot some holes in this little plate that they made for our heater block-off plate, and right there and there, and then they'll come down and hook in place. But it looks pretty good from up here. So I don't think I'm going to worry about wiring it right now until we get really serial. So I'll put everything in the passenger side footwell, so when we get stopped tonight or tomorrow night or something, when it gets really cold, I'll go ahead and hook it in. So, and then basically it has these little ports up at the top, and it comes with some plumbing. Again, this isn't not my favorite thing in the world, honestly, but it will work for keeping warm. So here they are. We are milliseconds away from me plugging our fuse box into power and seeing if we have a meltdown.
No fires.
I don't need to probably look at the fuse box.
It's heating up as we speak. It's your heater, actually.
Nothing stinking. Ready for lights?
Nothing.
Really?
Yes. Yep.
Anything?
No. No.
Okay. So my poor investment has kind of nipped Alex and I in the booty. Long story short, today we did a lot on the truck, or I guess I did a lot. We sold the rims and tires. Oh, you know what? If I had a Sharpie, I'd mark off the list. But
I have a Sharpie. It's right here.
Let's go to the list. I mean, that's the easiest way. But first of all, let's look at the front end. Look at the hood count. It looks like it has some buck teeth, but you know what? Tremendously better than no face to get pulled over. Next. If you look over here, not that you can see anything anymore, there's no wires hanging down. So those are all temped up. We ended up running into some issues. I looked at the wrong diagram online and put everything in the wrong spot. But now if I pull the headlight switch, we illuminate the back and the front.
Damn.
So the only issue we're having is the column, I think, has some wires that are jumbled up. All of them got spray painted black, so I was kind of having a hard time. So I'm gonna have to go back through those later. Another thing before we take off tonight is I'm gonna have to adjust the hood because it's atrocious, to be honest with you. Tail lights, we're lamping. Got rid of the rims and tires like I already said. Let's go through this. Stabilizer, that helped tremendously. I don't think I'm gonna be saying hello to the mountain goats.
And we did,
anytime
that
soon.
guy that picked up the tires too was like, because we looked at his 09 or what?
It was an 08. Yeah. No, it was an 09, you're right.
And he was like, yeah.
You have to have a stabilizer. Oh, okay, sorry, my bad. So shocks are all done. Track bar, it's good enough. We jiggled his track bar.
And it's the same thing.
And it was the same. Gauges, that's actually done. I did that. Heater, it's installed, but we're just gonna put a half. Wire everything. It's gonna be as good as it can be in the time frame. I've already taken almost a day and a half just messing with things. So of course it wasn't a full, I don't know, whatever. That's basically done. Leak at Hydro Boost, that's been taken care of. Alex did that. Other leaks, we did put a pipe plug in it, so which is the transfer case, the NP205. So done. Block off plate, which doubled as that. Fuel pressure, we haven't checked that. I wish we could, but I don't think we're going to be able to. So we're just going to pray. I hate to say it. So fuel pressure, maybe fluids. You know what? We can probably stop there. We'll stop somewhere tomorrow morning on our way out. Fluids, they've all been checked, done.
Filled too.
Filled too. Yeah. Alex went through the diffs, took care of those. And I went through the transmission. Sadly, the transmission grinds third really bad. So I've just been going from second to overdrive every time. It works, not ideal. Especially going up mountains, and third gear is the one we're gonna need the most. Front end assessment, we've been assessed, it's good. Cell rims and tires done. Make sure T-case isn't too high. I didn't do that yet, but we'll do that before we take off tomorrow. Filler neck, that's just not gonna happen. I don't want to redneck something together, and I want to order stuff on Amazon rather than pay for things. We're getting nickel and dimed, folks. I want to be honest with you guys. Take your time on your project, make a list, and order as much stuff as you can online, because if you're building it at the local store, you're losing a lot of money. Like, a lot of money.
Just nuts and bolts.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
I've spent $40 on nuts and bolts. In Iowa, you buy them by the pound. This around here is just like, holy cow.
Tonight's goal and plan.
So very far behind schedule to make it happen with the van. So we'll see what happens. But if we make crazy time, which we won't, because we're not going to try to push anything. Long story short, we are going to go get everything washed we own. Alex only brought a couple things. He was going to go commando in his commando.
I got to buy new pants.
He had to buy new pants and a new shirt today after getting stained with gas. We're going to go laundromat, take care of business there. Gonna go to Walmart, get an air mattress, because we failed to yesterday. Gonna grab dinner, and we're gonna head a little bit up the hill, find a spot, bed down.
Sean's got lights.
You want to go to King's Chef? Very good.
Daily Driven approved.
All right, these two purdy rigs are gonna go camp in the desert tonight. It's time to leave city life. Let's go camping. There's so many rattles. We just ran over a bunch of bumps and I saw headlights going. That we were going like 65.
Well, second night sleeping in the truck. Successful for me, but Alex probably had a terrible night. Got a little chilly. Came out here early this morning and then almost walked right into a Black Widow. Now you can see the red speck on its back, so that was great.
Well, I tried to sleep on an air mattress last night in the bed.
He almost froze to death.
It really sucked.
I didn't really help matters by getting such small blankets, because I thought we were just gonna sleep in the city.
I don't even know how much elevation we kind of climbed in that 20 minutes.
To come up quite far, because I was like, oh my god. We got the death wobble so bad. I hit a bridge last night. I don't know if you videoed or not, but
A little bit, yeah.
hit a bridge, and I tell you what, I didn't know if the bridge was gonna hit me or I was gonna hit the bridge. It was bad. Lost a bunch of coolant and everything because it broke a line, wobbling. But anyway, we got a long way to go.
And it was somehow more manageable with the
With the
stabilizer.
shock. Yeah, it was more manageable to go to the side of the road.
But going 65 was a little bit.
Update. We are up a large embankment or slash large mountain, about 4,000 foot of climbing. Cummins doesn't have a ton of power like usual, so that's fine. But temperature wise, it's going to 180 and bouncing off the thermostat, which is great, down to 140. So she's not staying at adequate temp, but you know what? I'll take it rather than overheating. So otherwise, we're coming down. This thing does have immaculate brakes, so I'm not worried about that whatsoever. Jeep wise, he's back there, and I'm sure he probably wants to push me up the hills, but it is what it is. Beautiful views this morning, like you can't beat them. Also, Arizona roads could really improve in some spots because some of us have death wobble issues. First 60, 70 miles down, first stop, Payson, Arizona, 12 valve coming up the hill. Came about 5,000 foot up, and we didn't do too bad. I had to stay at about 55 mile an hour. She wasn't quick by any means, and honestly, I think we got some boost issues. Need to just check it out, but just keep complaining and not do anything about it, which is my typical method, I guess. That being said, we're at O'Reilly's getting some stuff for the Jeep. Don't really have anything to get for the big Ford, luckily.
Daily driven death traps.
Yes.
All right.
That's decent size, that's decent size, that's all decent size. That, if we have parts, we can go to Farmington, that's decent size. And then the almost is good. And then after that, we're kind of up to predict, but.
Red for the Jeep too.
It's a very special day today. Well, we have
missed the cinder block.
We upgraded from cinder blocks to Harbor Freight cup holders for our coffees. Is it Death Wobble approved? Oh my goodness, dude, I might be Death Wobble approved. I'll let you know. We'll be doing a full in-depth review of these cup holders coming soon on the channel. I'm talking 20 minutes where we put this thing through the ringer. I wish our channel was like that. Let me just play with my cup holder.
Oh yeah, bro. Enjoy.
As long as we don't have any in and out play, the turbo's fine.
But everything else is okay.
Was it still a good deal though?
Can't see it, but I can. There's a teepee burner.
And then I need the tie rod end link.
PO number?
Junk. The gentlemen out here at Winslow O'Reilly's were fantastic to work with. So we dropped all the parts in the broken-eyed 79, and now we're gonna head to a restaurant on Route 66 in the Jeep because it's more trustworthy than the truck. So
Jeep life.
get your kicks on Route 66. Yes.
That looks amazing.
You know what's crazy about this situation is that the vehicle we thought probably would not want to make it has a higher chance of making it.
And going 65 all doing
and going 65. The vehicle with tons and tons and tons of money from multiple different locations is just not having it. So what we have here is we think we need to check fuel pressure. Now I had the bright idea of getting an oil pressure gauge. Here's some apparatuses up there that we can plug this into, run a gauge inside, and then mount it up, blah, blah, blah. Secondarily, we got a boost gauge too, and that guy is gonna obviously tell us if our turbo is bad, which is basically the whole game plan on this subject matter. So, and then we have a one tie rod end, another tie rod end, another tie rod end, and then our track bar, and then we lost a $70 filter, so we got another. We got a lot of work to do, minimal on the Jeep. Yeah, this is like almost, well, it's not that bad, I guess. It's only 500 bucks, say only, but that's almost the price of the Jeep. We need to get some washers too to fasten this. But hopefully, after we replace the entire front end in Winslow, Arizona, we'll be better shape with the F-250 for sale by owner. Because that's a brand new mount.
So nobody tightened that.
So this side, this guy is like almost looks brand new. Not brand new, but looks new. So then if you look at the mount here, the bolt, you can't really see it with my fingers.
Literally, you can see separation.
Yeah. So when we hit it, this is just jiggling, and then it's gonna cause that to jiggle, and then it's just gonna move back and forth. Why don't you just go have this thing built by a shop, you know? This is so cool. The sway bar end links were completely just hand tightened. This is, again, this is on us because the guy said it was a project and we just kind of sent it, but
They said that was a project too.
that was a father and son project. That means much more than a personal project.
You would not be able to do that in Iowa.
No, this is magic, actually.
I think every time we stop to work on our own stuff, Sean usually starts helping somebody else.
Your track bar.
Hopefully no more death wobble.
All the tie rod ends. We got the lower tie rod ends for the steering link. We got the upper tie rod end link for the steering. And then we have a brand new, well, we already had this, but new and improved shock absorber for the suspension. And then what else we got? Oh, the sway bar end links were completely loose on the old girl. So those are tightened. And then what we end up finding out, which is kind of, at this point, a little sad, the track bar mount to the frame was loose. I mean, like Alex said, you could finger tight, you could move it with your finger. So that being said, that was a little uneasy finding because that could have been the whole issue. I'm thinking with even like a 16th or an 1/8 inch of play, it will do it. And the whole thing was if I hit something on the left side, and technically that would have been the main protagonist on this whole situation. So we'll see if everything I just said is BS, like sometimes it ends up being, and we still have a death wobble. And if that's the case, then we're doing ball joints, pressing ball joints. Casualties of war, everything kind of fell out. We kind of fixed it up with zip ties. Well, I guess the good part of everything is that we're definitely gonna get a new center grill and then new eyelets. So those don't really matter whatsoever. And then we'll have to take this to the hammer and dolly to make it prettied up before somebody else finds their way with it. That's right, I was probably gonna keep this, and I'm slowly just, oh yeah, did we tell them about the turbo? We did, yeah, we threw a gauge on it. That's already plumbed in for gauge, so someone either had the intentions of putting a gauge there or blah, blah, blah. So we installed that in hopes to see some boost pressure. The negative is we couldn't get fuel pressure gauge installed because we need a special banjo bolt fitting, which we don't have. But otherwise, this all got done in about 2.5, 3 hours. So,
You know what? Start it up and see if you have boost.
all right, folks, see you in Farmington, New Mexico. So if we're not getting any boost to cool the engine, it's just gonna go sky high. Yep, 3 bolts.
How long's that been like that?
Also, where's your actuator?
Oh wait, turbo actuator, he's gone.
What's going on with this truck, dude? I thought this was supposed to be the easy one.
I was like, oh dude, this is not even worth it for a video because it's gonna be so easy. Well, let alone wandering hands touch this too many times. It's just one of those situations where someone gets a bunch of, you know, whoever built this first, half done a lot of things and probably want to take it apart to paint it or something, and then this is where we're at, you know, in the middle of New Mexico almost, like I didn't want to be. I'm gonna do a couple separate pieces, and then I'm gonna do one large lump sum.
That clamp was loose. Those clamps were not loose, but there was a hole in it. And then we moved the holy one to the top.
Yeah, so that way it's easy access. And then I also, yeah, it's just gonna have to work for now. And the wastegate's missing
Limp
still.
it back to, what's it called?
Winslow.
Yep.
We're also having a little bit of something up top here. You can see on the battery too. A little bit of belt dust. Something must be a little bit out of line, which is kind of typical for aftermarket alternators and stuff, sadly.
I think the bearing's shot on that turbo.
All right, well, let's go back to Winslow and then I'll be real with you guys right now because sometimes we just be a little bit, you know, we don't share the full details. There's a lot of money invested in this truck. I think yours around right $10,000 right now. Yeah, I know, stupid, terrible idea. Mostly because I was trying to use this instead of the 4-door Dodge to keep. So I'm a little sideways with this situation because there's a lot of money in this thing, and we really don't want to toast a good 60 PSI 12 valve. And now the next thing I'm going to say is I might just have to wait somewhere or call up Phoenix tomorrow and limp this thing back down to the valley and go get a turbo and put a turbo on it because I don't want to toast. Long story short, the transmission already needs rebuilt, so that sucks. And then I don't want to have to rebuild the 12 valve too, especially when it's such a good one. I don't know anymore because the EGTs were probably through the moon coming up out of the valley. So we'll go back to Winslow and assess the situation.
I had to stay in Winslow, Arizona.
Yeah. That is nice. The wastegate's like removed, so they took the wastegate off that, and I just wired it open, and I still don't have anything.
Well, you said you had a Jeep.
Yeah, we got a 71 Jeep. I don't know. The problem is we can go back down to Phoenix because they have a turbo down there, and they only want $700 for it, which, you know, that's a good amount of money. But I need a new one for one of my other trucks, and I just put my old one from one of my other trucks on this one. But yeah,
7 hours back.
It's just driving back to drive 20 hours the other way again, you know. So, well, gosh dang, I appreciate you. At least we found your turbo. That's good. I got this 79 Ford Crossroad that's been broke down for a day. I'm not saying it across O'Reilly's. Okay. I got to go down to Phoenix and I can't find a rental car place. Can I rent something from you from the day? I can't. We don't have cars here.
Did you try that trading post down there?
Trading post.
Yeah.
I didn't know you was a trading post. Do they rent cars?
I think they still rent cars out there.
We'll go try it.
It's let me find it. Let me find out what their number.
So we got 2 hours.
If I can't rebuild it with zip ties, spit, and a little bit of shrooms, it can't be done. Art. That's Alex's favorite animal, if anybody was ever wondering. He likes the ones that clap. Here she is. That's new too. So we have oil. We probably have aluminum shavings in the oil. Shucks.
So that's what in and out play does right there. Oh my gosh.
Straight up a 16th of an inch. You know, the good news though is it didn't shrapnelize. It just is very, very fine. So that way that aluminum can get all into the bearings and make reiterate that sentence too, because I said go into the oil. It would go into the intake. But we'd think that that shavings would be so minute that it's aluminum as well. Maybe, I think this is aluminum, almost 900% sure, that it would just gone. I like chicken nuggets. Oh, it tore too, of course. Oh. That's what I was hitting. Oh. There's our wastegate.
So you're running 1,000 horsepower in that summit.
Yeah. At 5 grand.
I got negative horsepower.
And the guy that I was talking to down the road.
I'll race you in my Jeep.
Huh?
I'll race you in my Jeep.
I don't have
you
the
don't want
money
any of
to do that shit anymore. Rusty Wallace is
You gotta rip.
down there.
So we're heading 200 miles back to Phoenix.
Go back to go forth. Got a 6-hour trip with a 6-hour trip just to go get a turbo that makes less PSI. That's the way we do things here.
So this trip turned from 1,400 miles to almost 1,800 miles.
Which will probably be 2,000 with all the store driving we've done.
Yep.
We'll pray. Everybody pray for the Jeep. We might have, well, whenever you see this video, what happened, happened. So we'll still take the prayers though, because we need them.
You gonna eat your little food, big man?
Slight design flaw in the boat tank. I think she gets to about 2 gallons and then she just loses pickup. You know what? I'd take this design flaw other than my turbo. We're gonna double them. It's just
He's getting a 62 millimeter gear.
It's just to compound them.
Wow, never thought I'd see that again.
It's the city. The city. My turbo's in that city. The city. I don't want to set the world on fire.
Well, the cop is in front of this truck.
The hunter is now being hunted.
I don't know how he didn't pull us over.
Yeah, I don't.
We don't have brake lights either.
We have no brake lights.
This thing doesn't have license plate, tag.
Thank you, City of Phoenix, for not hurting our feelings.
There's some more miles on the Jeep. Not what I wanted to do. I don't even have the loan paid off yet.
This morning. Look at that.
You sure you don't want this one?
That's the one he needs for it.
Right. Right? All right. Got to clock it, and it'll be good.
No side to side, no in and out. Perfect. Oh, look at that. Perfect. And there's our oil feeds.
Are you sure you don't want in and out play?
Yeah.
You can have it if you want to.
That one was crazy how bad it was on the truck. We don't know how we made it up the hill getting over there. And then all the housing was cracked to heck, everything. We made it to Turbo and Electric and we picked up our special part, and I can tell you what it is. So here, I'm just gonna be blunt with you guys. We had to get an H1C instead of an HX35. Now, if you guys are right Cummins people, you'll know that that is for a 91 through 93 engine. So we're gonna be a little bit less on the boost side. But the good news is we're gonna have boost, and I think we can get up to around 25 PSI. I don't think we're gonna need it right now. We're running on 8 PSI. So if it can't run on that, I don't know what to say. We're really hoping that we don't have another issue in the fuel system. And if we do have another issue in the fuel system, I guess we're just gonna have to combat that when we can, and we'll have a turbo with no shaft play at least. We're in a drive-through for a coffee shop, just like all duck loving Jeep loaners do.
Oh, dude, we need some dogs, brother.
The hot monster wasn't good enough.
Back to the mountains we go. Will the Jeep make it? What'd you get from Hobo?
I got a fuel pressure kit, so that way if the turbo doesn't fix our issue, we can eliminate another thing and figure out that it's actually the fuel pressure, and then we're back to the back to the bridge that we have never crossed yet, and everything was actually wrong with the truck. Literally everything. No wiring, bad turbo,
No front suspension.
no front suspension, transmission's none happy, clutch is there good. The only thing that I have going for me is a very good brake system, and the hydro boost is screaming like.
And you still don't have blow by.
I don't have blow by. Yeah, we checked that. Yeah, look at that. Tremendously better, eh? All right, we are back with the F-250. It is 9:30. We left here at about 11:30. It's time to put the Garrett turbo on it. I had my doubts that the Jeep was gonna make it through the mountains again. It did it. Huge, huge W. So that being said, it's time to go turbo time, and pray that that fixes all the issues we have with the F-250.
Oh my god. Did you just throw those at me? How many did you just throw?
I don't know, like 4 or 5.
Come on, Syrup.
No? I got 10 PSI. I've got 3 PSI out of a brand new turbo. Yep. So.
And you're supposed to get
30. That turbo is probably gonna get 25, but still.
Yeah.
All the diesel techs right now are like, you guys are stupid. Well, I hate to tell you guys, we are stupid. But fun fact, on this run that we took on the test drive, we were getting 10 PSI instead of 5. So we gained something out of our brand new turbo. We've got a lot of cracked lines from age, which you might ask, well, why didn't you see that stuff? Well, you guys know when you look at cars, you can't stare at everything for hours, and I also should have known better. Yeah, it's not making enough exhaust gas to turn the turbo to make any power, but the turbo had so much in-shaft play, as you guys seen, that it was shot. So maybe with the EGTs or the EGR or whatever, EGTs coming up the mountain, maybe we fried the turbo a little bit more, but I don't think so. I think that thing was shot from the get-go, to be honest. So now I ask myself how this engine survived with no blow-by coming up a 5,000 foot incline. So kind of magical, to be honest with you, that it's not hurt. It might be hurt, maybe the pump's hurt. I don't think it is. And we hopefully repair these lines and then get one more new fuel filter. Maybe by the grace, that will take care of what we need to take care of, and she'll be back ripping again. But if it doesn't, you guys will be along the ride. We're now 3 days past due on trying to get home, mostly completely because of my choice to buy this truck. The Jeep has been fantastic. Jeep life. I would say we kind of wasted a trip to Phoenix today. Kind of. Again, it needed a new turbo anyway. We took the time to do it. Now we just need to take a couple hours, put new fuel lines on it, and pray that the lift pump down under is good. Because if it's not, I honestly don't know what to do.
This morning, we are still in Winslow, trying to help this young man go home. Jeep life, people help. Jeepers helper peoples. Look at all those guys. Very nice. Gold start.
It's in first.
Right up, brother.
Yeah, this is bad. I don't know what to say. It's gonna be close. If anybody wonders, straight up not having a good time, y'all.
Diesel mines.
The only thing gold I've struck is nothing.
The worst Sean's ever been on this channel. We really haven't been recording that much. He's like last 2 days because it's
Recorded
just,
quite a bit.
well, I mean, not as happily.
I mean, it's one of those things where
5,000 feet elevation.
5,000 foot incline on no pounds, 10 psi from a failing lift pump, electric lift pump that was hooked up to a failed mechanical
pump.
Fuel pump. So it was trying to push through here, which in reality, this probably failed, and then they just were too lazy or something, and they put that on to make it work, and then it probably couldn't push through that, which ended up hurting that pump. I'm just gonna fathom to guess. And then here we are. I don't know how we made it up on a trickle. I could probably pee more PSI than this was putting out to the engine. I don't know how this doesn't have blow by. By the grace of the Lord, this doesn't have blow by. I'm serious. There's no other way. God is the only reason why this engine is not gone.
I'm not sure we were awesome. It'd been better if we could give you everything free, but they won't let us do that.
Sadly, that's not a possibility in this world, right?
Yeah.
But we do appreciate you guys. This is such a, a lot of people would be really angry.
Why?
So, oh, you never know. Getting a little power trippy.
We've had some managers.
If you need anything, then let them know.
Thanks,
All
sir.
right. Thanks, guys.
Johnny.
We'll see you later.
Hey, it was nice meeting you, man.
Meet you.
Well, these are all oily now, so I don't know if we're gonna get accurate readings without clamps. Okay.
It's time to start up after the diesel swap, because you basically did it yourself after all this.
I would have rather done it myself.
Well, we did one reel before where we showed the Chinook in engine swap, and there was a bunch of fluids on the ground because it was gas. This time it's actually just diesel, and people were like, oh, you guys never clean it up, and it was actually in the video too. So I sent everybody in the comments the link to the video and said, well, we do clean up our stuff. Here's proof. Look at that piece of crap.
All right, folks, special thanks to Winslow O'Reilly's. They've been more than kind to us when we don't deserve any kindness whatsoever. So, that being said, it's time to take this thing downtown, go get a snack before we hit a long road trip. No, we're not going to test drive. The test drive's the road.
What kind of little contraption did you make?
So we've got a Frankenstein fuel pressure gauge happening right now, brought to you by the Red, White, and Blue Hobo Freights kit. We can't get the banjo bolt. I shouldn't even say that. It wouldn't even work on this application because somebody took off the stuff we need to make it work. So basically our only option is what you see here. We really just need to figure out what fuel pressure I'm running at what point. And then once we figure out my running fuel pressure, we already know this is making boost and leaking oil. Shucks. We already know it's making boost because it's brand new. And if it didn't, I'd be concerned. But we just don't know if we're getting enough fuel with the bad lift pump down under trying to trying to do stuff and also not do stuff. And I'm not even gonna blame the company Fast. Like, it's not their fault that this probably sat for 10 years and then the guy didn't even know what they're buying and then stuff happened.
A little bit of an update. We have 40 pounds.
So we think it has a cracked ATC or AFC, one of the two. It's getting hard to be positive here. Everything we've done has been bad, and obviously you guys have seen it, but it's all kind of just keeps being in vain because the issues just keep getting led further and further into the situation. We have 40 PSI, we have a new turbo. We're at the point where we have everything we need other than the injection pump pushing what we need. So we're not making enough oomph for some reason. We're gonna slam it on the road though. Hope I don't have the death wobble, and we're gonna keep trying, man. Go to Albuquerque and see if we can find someone that's maybe parting out a couple P pumps or something. I don't know. Still don't know how to get it off because somebody rounded over the Allen head before us. So
Button head, no doubt.
a button head, no doubt. We can drill it out. It's just the fact of the matter is we don't even have the part to fix it. So kind of like let's just hit it, and if catastrophic failure happens, it happens. Look at that. First stop, kind of, and I was leaking diesel out of the firewall because that fitting for the fuel pump, the sketchy fitting, is leaking. So gotta go up there and figure out a way to tighten that it's gonna work. So at least I get to clean up my coffee that spilled a couple days back, so that's nice. We are in Gallup, New Mexico, or I am, well, Alex is too. He's just at Firestone right now. I guess we have running lights always on now, randomly. That will be that's a problem for another day. What the heck, dude? Sorry. Anyway, New Mexico roads suck, long story short. I've blown a lot of tires in New Mexico, and luckily we have not yet to have a death wobble issue. Obviously we threw the checkbook at it, so if it was an issue I'd be slightly incoherently angry, even more so. Usually I try not to get too beside myself, but this episode has been painful for this truck just due to the fact of all the issues. We're at O'Reilly's right now. What we're doing is I've got a bolt to put into that guy so that way we're not leaking fluids everywhere. And then I'm going to change out that double clamp situation down there for a single clamp. Then we should be no more leaks, hopefully. We're going to Kirky.
We don't really need to go, but we gotta go.
We're going to Kirky. I was really hoping to sing Amarillo by morning, but we're bypassing Amarillo. So the Hot Rod Jeep has New Balance tires. I get it. Where's your white shoes, New Balance? And then the truck has a non-lost plug in the P-pump, and it has a non-leaking gauge now. We're still doing the jiggle. So we're getting somewhere between 10 and 40, and that's really all that matters. Here we come, Cookie! Albuquerque! That place is lit!
And he lives there.
It's good.
F250 time. Slight inconvenience is that lacking of fuel pressure again, but have no idea why. Very minimal leaks on the truck now after I fixed the diesel leaks, so that's sweet. But otherwise, yeah, need to get her home so we can actually have the proper tools to get this thing evened out and get her back on the road, probably with somebody else. I hate to say it, I really wanted to keep this rig, but the investment just keeps investing. And sometimes stock market goes up, 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 and then you have to buy a turbo and it goes boop.
Got the Starbucks starting at 5 in the morning. We got 15 hours to go. And we're gonna try and do all that today and get home basically Wednesday night. So.
I'm gonna put the blankets on. It's not that cold, but forgot the old long johns today when I got dressed, and I'm not gonna get undressed at the truck stop. I'm like the lot lizards. So I'm gonna do that, and then I didn't bring gloves on the trip. So I got another one back here that we bought when Alex slept outside, and I'm gonna wrap my hands in it. So works out good. Jeep's got a heater, so I don't know if he's staying warm or not. We got 0 leaks now anywhere. Transfer case is all good to go now. Honestly, we did have a small oil pan leak, but it is subsided. Probably just need to get a little bit wet again for the first time in a long time. After the checkbook was thrown at her, front end is happy, very happy. She actually handles really nice. All the Bilsteins and the nice shocks and the branchos in the back are making the ride really nice. So I do have that going for me. Poor Alex, not so much. Again, low on boost, but otherwise I got enough power to go up any hills. Honestly, 12 valve is, I'm actually pretty happy with it for today so far, but we've only went about 200 miles this morning. So we are right there. Really leak oil for the first 2 days, did it? Oh,
Alex is straight up not having a good time in the Jeep, like, because it's a rattle trap, and he has put a lot of miles in that seat, and those seats are they're built like a flat fender, to be honest with you. They are not comfortable. So, I know he's envious of the sleeping pan here, so I'm pretty fortunate, other than the noise, about how comfortable this is, and without a death wobble, it's basically a brand new truck. Obviously the 08 chassis, so money will do that, I guess. But the Jeep is still the best vehicle on this trip. I just can't believe it, and I can't believe, honestly, how little amount of parts we had to throw at it to just get it. I mean, that poor little thing's went about 800 miles, and most of that was in the mountains.
Getting ready to give Alex the keys to the kingdom of my investment, my checkbook, and then I'm taking the keys to his kingdom, old red.
I left him in there because nobody wants that.
It's got the Fenty lean still, and it's also the first time that I'm gonna drive it. Honestly, I backed it up one night. We can be bees. We can be bees. Sweat bee. We can be bees.
Jeep laugh! Where's the ducks? Jeep laugh!
It runs a lot better than I ever intended any daily driven vehicle to run.
Close to Wichita. I think we're like an hour out for Wichita or something. But that, just a little storage container coffee shop.
So what's going on is we were having a misfire.
But it's the misfire, don't this?
An actual misfire. Is there any store close by that has it?
You gonna pin the location on your map?
Pressed down on the spark plug wire and it fell in and it caught it while I was running.
No good, my friend, no good.
Oh my gosh, dude, this has just gone so awry. I hope half an hour. Okay. And if worst case scenario, we might have to leave this tonight because we're trying to modify something to work.
The Jeep doesn't have any power. It's firing like crazy.
Oh, I feel so bad for poor Jeep. Basically going the whole time, but then it would get some oomph. Like very intermittently, it'd be, you know, just the whole time. Exactly 5 hours, 344 miles away.
See you in 2 days.
Inevitably.
The reason we stopped is your passenger side taillights out.
Yeah, I wired it. I bought it in Arizona, and we're driving back to Iowa.
Oh, okay.
And I wired it in a parking lot, and I ground it out and popped the bulb.
Oh man.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to get home now. We had another vehicle on our route. We have a YouTube channel. We film videos.
Fair enough.
Drive it back home.
Thank you. I'm not gonna cite you or anything, like I said, especially in the fog. I just want people to see.
I totally understand. If I had another bulb, I'd throw her in. Yeah.
What was it again?
It's called DailyDrivenDeathTraps. And then it's so damn loud, we have to wear earphones or else you'll go. It's like 95 decibels. I totally understand. I'd have pulled me over too. And probably took me to jail.
Nah, not that bad.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Good
your
luck.
service.
Thank you.
It was a long one, boys, girls, and elephants. So anyway, the old Dentside with the Cummins, after the checkbook was thrown at her and a couple days were thrown at her, has made it 1,500 miles home. Now, let's be honest, it was an emotional journey. We can say that. And obviously, if we didn't show you guys the fails, a lot of fails, a lot of not great things transpire, then we wouldn't be real. And that's what I can say is we are real. And the fact of the matter is, the Dentside did make it. It's back. I don't know if I want to keep it or build the 4-door Dodge or what I want to do with it. But anyway, I don't know if that's the end of it with the Dentside or not. I guess we'll see. We still got one to go get, sadly. If you already seen this, you already seen the video, but we got to go back and get it right quick. And then from there, we see where we go from now. So I don't really know. We learned a lot this trip, just adversity. You got to just keep push, man, push. And even though you're tired, you can still sleep in the bench seat. And then we all know the super cabs can sleep 2 males, but the back seat is way less comfortable. And that's what we learned on this episode. We'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure you like, subscribe, check out some merch, and just remember, if you subscribe, we are going till the end of the year, donating 5 cents per subscriber to Blank Children Hospital. See you guys on the next one. Bye.